Okay, our beloveds, today is our another's birthday, and we are sharing so much with her to prepare her for this new world, and we wish to share the same information with you all. It is all about you. You. You are the center of your universe. Now, this does not mean that you are queen and you get to boss everyone around and tell them what to do. It simply means that you get to be master of your own domain. You get to tell yourself how you are permitted to feel. You get to tell yourself what you prefer and what you don't. You get to tell yourself how you wish to express yourself, whether you wish to forgive someone or not, whether you wish to feel negatively about someone or not. No one outside of you has the authority to tell you who you are to be. You get to decide that. You all have collectively given away much of this power because it was the Piscean age energy which came to teach you what it was to look for validation outside of yourself. Let's just put a positive spin on it. That your experience was to be codependent or be wounded from a space of, I am not good enough, okay? And you all have now collectively mastered this, and we're ready to move on to the next level in this video game, which is the Aquarian age. Okay, so now, what this means is you no longer look outside of you for validation, justification, explanation, or guidance. You can maybe look for reinforcement, but not the initial guidance or validation. You are enough. You are perfect as you are, even in your imperfection. And your point in life is not to be perfect, but to learn what works and what doesn't. You have now successfully explored that looking for validation outside of you is not the best way for you to build your inner structure, your inner world, because it is a mess. It is a mess because as you shift from one person to the next, your inner compass is constantly shifting. You're with one group of friends and you're one type of person. You're with another group of friends and you're a different person because you're constantly adjusting your energetic imprint to match the energetic output of those whom you are around. And this means that your sense of guidance is constantly being adjusted, and it's just not healthy to do this because it doesn't build your own inner resiliency. So you have now successfully built that part of the Akashic record, if you will, right? We are creating a database of experiences, and you have now successfully filled that piece of the database, and we are now ready to develop and build another piece. So if you view it as a video game and not as personal pain that you have gone through in order to get to these learning lessons, it's a gentler way of remembering the past is what we're getting at. And now you are shifting into a different space, and we want you to learn to honor you. So today is our another's birthday, and her goal today is to have the most fantastic birthday possible, not because she expects anyone outside of herself to offer anything. Today she is to do what she wants to do and only what she wants. To honor who she is, to figure out what she wants to do in the little things. It doesn't mean go out and buy a new house, because let's be honest, that may make you happy in your mind for 2 or 3 days, and then it becomes a burden. You have to now pay the mortgage, you have to pay the property insurance, you have to maintain the home. All of a sudden, what was this beautiful thing now becomes an albatross. So now, here is where we are today. When it is your day, whether it is your birthday or any day where you wish to honor you, which could be many points in the year, figure out what you want to feel honored and loved. And it should never come from someone outside of you, because again, then you're looking for your validation, justification, explanation, and creation from outside of yourself. And if you want to sit and cry all day because it releases stuff and honors you, then do that. But figure out what you want and only you want. And at the end of the day, you can say, I really honored me in every moment today, and that felt good. I saw myself, I heard myself, I honored myself, I respected each and every moment that expressed itself, and now I know that I am enough. And when you can begin to do that, you will feel the sense of satisfaction that you are perfect. You are perfect because you don't need anybody to offer you anything, to buy you anything, to tell you anything, to create anything for you in order for you to feel worthy. You do it for you. You no longer need a Savior like Jesus Christ, who died on the cross in order for you to get into the gates of heaven. You are simply enough. You have never been denied access to the gates of heaven. And now that you can begin to really feel this, it doesn't negate what Jesus came to do for you. It just comes to show you that you were never separated, that you never were a sinner. You were told that you were a sinner so that there would be a separation between you and the divine, and you and your neighbors, that you would look at them and judge them for not being worthy. But what if you had been raised from the get-go that God loves you so much that he will allow you the expression of imperfection, because that's how you learn? Would you deny a 2-year-old access to the kingdom of heaven because a 2-year-old can't behave well, steals, hits, kills animals out of anger and frustration? Or would you say, well, I'm going to lovingly support my 2-year-old. There will be consequences when the child behaves in a manner that's inappropriate, but in a loving way, so that when the child is a 5-year-old, the 5-year-old can look back at other 2-year-olds and say, I was there once, but look where I am at now. And then when they're 7 and they're 12 and they're 20 and they're 30 and they're 40, you each have programs that you're supposed to grow through, like the video games again, to show mastery of certain skills. But if you're told at a young age that you're imperfect and separated from the divine and not worthy through punishment, through hitting, through excommunication, through all of those types of expressions of you are not good enough, well, that makes you shrink, and not develop positively through those various phases. Now again, picture yourself going from grade school through graduation. What if you were told that you were lousy and no good at each phase? You didn't know how to hold the scissors right. Your letters were imperfect. The glue stick needs to be handled a certain way. You didn't flush the toilet right. You didn't tie your shoes right. If you were continually told you're not doing it right because you're not perfect, it'd be very difficult to graduate on to the next grade. And if you did, it would be done out of a fearful vibration of having to be perfect to receive the accolades from the teachers and those in places of power. But it doesn't allow your soul to freely express what it came here to do. Now, what if you were all told at a young age that you were Michelangelos, that you were masters of your own domain, and that the teachers were there to teach you the creative process, but not the means by which you do it? Think about how different you all would graduate from that schooling experience when you have these repressed, wound-up beings who sometimes go postal, and the other, you have these beautiful creative souls who don't try to fit into any box, who are told that their creativity is what makes them unique versus the need to fit and be a cog in a wheel. We are moving from the cog to the creative space now, and we're just encouraging you all, to embrace that. You will hear more and more about how you all are very much like plants who need to be in the sun, who need to have some rain, who need to have some elements to create a little resiliency. Some of you will have your stalks bent and you will die, or something will dig up the roots. You can see that that's death in this world, right? Really, it's a transition to a different form of energy, but you view it as death. But if you go sit in the sun every day and allow the sun to regenerate your energetic battery, right? And to begin to trust that being out in nature early in the morning to create that energetic imprint, to refill your empty cups, to allow you to sit and meditate and be quiet, and just to sit and be as a plant would be in a garden, to allow the sun to fulfill your energy body. And the morning is better than the middle of the day, obviously, because the middle of the day, it's a hot sun. It has been shown to cause cancer and to burn your skin, to deplete you, to give you sunstroke. So there are times that are more ideal than others. Find what works for you, but do go out and sit in the sun. No sunscreen, no skin protection. Ideally, we would have you, bake naked, if you will, in the sun. Not bake, but you know what we mean. To just lay yourself out as if you were a piece of chicken to absorb the sun rays, but neighborhoods frown upon that. Sometimes weather conditions don't allow for that because it's not warm enough. But do just go out and look at the sun. The eyes are the seat of the soul. And if you look at the sun, you will feel this amazing energetic radiance that goes in and inspires your kundalini to arise more. It fills your chi center so that your battery is more replenished, and it just feels good. And as you do this, you will also see how, looking at the sun, you can see its energetic imprint. It fluctuates, it moves, and you can figure this out within 1 or 2 minutes. And when you do this, you will feel better. You will feel more energized, more even keel, a little bit more emotional, because it will allow certain things that have been repressed to bubble up to the surface. Because remember, where you have high energy, you can't have low energy, and sadness is a low energetic vibration, and it will stimulate those to come up and to be released. But it has so many wonderful healing benefits. As we said, it stimulates your pineal gland, but it also stimulates an energetic renewal within your body, which will help your cells to heal, which will help your body to heal, which will help your mind to heal, which will help your psyche to heal, and in an energetic manner to help you all to create balance again within your body. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket surgery. It's just simple genetics. You are no different than the plants in the garden, and you need this energetic imprint to regenerate your soul. More in the summer than in the winter, because that's where the sun obviously is in a different space and is stronger, but you need it year-round. You need to be in nature, and you need to be at peace within yourself, which is everything that we're teaching you now, which is to be your own master, your own guide, your own teacher, to connect to that divine within you, which is ready to crack open. You will find with time that this resourcefulness will guide you more and more, and you will look outside of yourself less and less, and it will feel good. You will remember this from your childhood, these sensations, because this is what you were born knowing, but it is bred or programmed out of you to become a cog in the wheel of life. And so it is. Namaste.